everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to do another Q&A, and today I have brought, I think you may have been one of my first subscribers, maybe my second one.
Definitely single digits. Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely single digits. Wow. You would probably know him as Sagan64 or silenceWerks if you know him from any of his games on Itch.io. So, I have actually played some of your games.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Well, I should say that the games you've played are mostly little games I make for Game Jams, which I make in like a day or two.
Of course. They're very time restricted. They have to go by a certain theme or topic.
Yeah. Everything has to be made during the timeline. You can't use old data. You can't start before, and you don't know the theme until the timer starts. But I like it. It's a lot of fun. It really cleanses my palate while I'm working between games.
When you get in a rut.
Yeah.
Or just to get you out of your norm, take you out of your comfort level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You learn. I learn the most when I'm doing a game jam.
It's sort of like one of those competitions, like designing competitions or like fashion competitions where you're like, okay, now make something that's for streetwear. And the person is just like, I don't do anything streetwear. But they're forced to get thrown into this situation like, okay, now make it in 2 days and just gotta do it.
Yeah.
Why do you join game jams is there any other reason other than challenge?
Well, usually I've reached like a brick wall when I'm making a part of a game, and they usually clear your head very well. A lot of problems with coding is realizing that you just needed to step back for a second, and then you'll realize what you were doing wrong.
Yeah. I feel that way with painting. Like I sort of sometimes you need to step away from it just to get an idea. Either to see it from a different perspective or to rest your eyes sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And if you're lucky, you can even ask someone and they'll just tell you. Sometimes people looking at your work will immediately see what's wrong.
Do you have a lot of resources that you can reach out to?
I try to. I'm not that good at asking for help at the moment, but I do have a friend that I just show him what I'm doing, and he usually tells me what's wrong. But that's something I need to improve.
You figure that you kind of... No, not really. A part of me thought that once you join a game jam, you sort of meet new people, but this is all solitary work, isn't it?
Yeah, you can join a team, but I don't think I'm ready to join a team at the moment. I would slow everyone down. I like to work at my own slow pace. Like the game jams I've joined, the timelines are a week, and I do most of the work in 2 days. I get lazy and I just think I'll do it tomorrow.
You're a procrastinator like me.
Yeah. There was one game jam that I had to do in 2 days, and I basically did it in the last 6 hours. I think that was the last game you played.
The platform one?
Yeah, so whatever time it is, usually I have to divide it by 5, and that's how much time I will actually spend on the game jam.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same for I think in school I was basically the same. Anytime I had homework, I would spend like the last day doing homework, even if I had a month.
Yeah, I am the
It's a bad habit.
way. Yeah. Why do we keep doing that to ourselves? Why? I don't know. I've had assignments that were due the same day. Like you were told on Monday, it's due on Sunday, 11:59 p.m. You don't start until 10.
Yeah, I've definitely I think yeah started on the bus ride into school. I've definitely done that at least once.
No. No.
But that's as bad as it can get.
I don't think it can get much worse than that. I've seen people doing an essay, a 3-page essay while waiting outside the class, like 15 minutes before you go into class. I'm like, come on. Come on. Why?
There comes like a point where there's a point of no return where suddenly your mind clears and then you realize you're not going to get it done and you just deal with it. And your mind just becomes like zen, and it's just like, yeah, it's fine.
you just you just accept the pain, just to sort of like brace for impact. I think with me, it's that I overthink too much, so I kind of need that pressure to hurry up and put something out so that I don't overthink it and I just focus. I focus better when I do it.
Yeah, I've still got like a long way to go in the games that I'm really focused on producing, which aren't part of the game jam. I usually I sometimes I have a I would spend like a week pretty much working 10 hours straight every day, and then other times I just don't spend any time at all on it. So I need to really discipline myself, and that's what game jams allows you to learn how to discipline yourself.
What have you learned from it? Is there any lesson that you've learned from doing game jams that?
I've learned that given enough time, you will be able to do just about anything you can think of if you have time, which is a good thing. Because I always worried when I started wanting to do game development where you see these massive, amazing worlds that I just can't do that. But the more I do it, the more I learn. Like actually, it is possible to do. It just requires a lot of time.
That's inspiring.
Yeah. Oh, or practice. Well, for anything, if you do have enough practice, you will be able to achieve anything.
Yeah, because then you see those other games, and they are so like they are mind blowing what they can do in the amount of time.
Yeah, it's important to remember that most of them have like teams of 20 to up to 500 people working on it.
Of
It's
course.
not a one man or one person race.
Does that change it? Like, are you able? It's all games in one pot. It's not just. It's not people
we have
on
to
teams.
we have to compete with them on the same level basically.
Oh.
But the indie scene is it's very active. It hasn't had any problems dealing with AAA games. So I don't see them as like competition. Yeah. There's the bigger competitions when you see these people who really do work by themselves, make one game and they make amazing games. Like they were the Stardew Valley.
Yes.
By Conserved Date, he basically made that game by himself. And when I saw that, I was like, that was really put me to shame. When I realized that I had a long way to go.
He made it during the time of a game jam.
Oh, not in the game jam. He worked over years, but he basically made the whole game himself.
Oh wow!
And it's become one of the biggest. It basically is Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I agree.
He basically made his own Animal Crossing based on inspired heavily by Animal Crossing and I can't remember, Harvest Moon. That's it.
Holy cow! Holy cow! And some of these are people who have like no training. They haven't gone to school for game design. They've just been messing around at home.
Yeah. The earlier you start, the better, but you can start anytime. You can usually get good enough to make a simple game in about a week to 6 weeks to make a simple game. So you can start from scratch to making a simple game in like a month or so.
Wow.
Yeah, the thing with game development is very easy to start, but it's hard to master.
So what are your goals then?
Well, I have at the moment I'm working on 3 games. I'm trying to uh, see which one I want to focus on. I'm definitely there's definitely one that I want to save till later because it's very uh, ambitious. The thing, let me see if I can think of an elevator pitch for them. One of the games is a. Have you heard? Do you remember those business tycoon games?
Yes.
Have you ever played one? It's basically like you make your own fast food franchise. You start small by renting a shop in a small town, and then you end up being like the most powerful franchise in the world.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I've never played one, but I've seen gameplays of it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm trying to make like one where you start small, you end up being the biggest franchise in the world, but you usually when you're the biggest franchise in the world, you don't get to that position by being nice. So
No.
I'll have options to do some pretty mean stuff in the game.
Wow.
I'm not, I don't want to spoil it too much, but it's things like overthrow governments, stuff like that. It gets pretty crazy.
Oh, it gets real in your game. It gets really
Yeah.
real.
This is like ultimate capitalist fantasy game.
Cool. My interest is piqued.
Another game I'm working on is. Have you ever watched Starship Troopers?
Yes.
Do you remember that scene in the desert planet where they're surrounded by the aliens
Yes.
and they just have to survive?
Yes.
Come on, you hey! You want to live forever? Fire, Will!
It's basically an isometric top-down shooter turret tower defense game
Mm-hmm.
where you've been sent to a remote planet. I think the story is something like you can choose you have to serve mandatory military time, and you've decided to serve your time on a frontier world. You get sent to this outpost, and you just have to survive. Every night, mysterious aliens comes, and you just have to survive on your own.
You're alone?
Yeah, you have to survive just with aid of turrets, AI. You have to spend the money you make in the day to order new resources to stay alive.
Interesting. Because usually it's just like bullets, right?
Yeah, there's definitely gonna be a lot of bullets.
Oh, I hope so.
I'm imagining that I'm trying to get like hundreds of aliens showing up at once, and it's just mayhem, absolute mayhem, at the worst of times.
Like World War Z, but with aliens.
Yeah, that's the image I want to get.
Yeah. Cool.
That one's probably the second game I'm working on, and the far off game I'm working on a murder mystery game, something like similar to Twin Peaks. That one will be a hard game to make because I have to actually think of a story. I've got the ending sort of planned out. I'm making a mystery in a small town USA.
Do you usually start with the end in mind and then work backwards?
This time I did. Just because it came in my head like, oh, this will be a good mystery to put in the game. But I only have the ending.
Who are your detective inspirations?
My detective inspiration is the guy from Twin Peaks. If you've seen the FBI detective from Twin Peaks.
I've never seen Twin Peaks.
I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember the FBI detective. But I think the character of my game is going to be a journalist. Also, the guy from it's a really obscure game, so you probably haven't heard of it. But there was in Nintendo DS, there was a game called Hotel Dusk Room 212.
Oh no way, no.
It was a game where you play up like as an ex police officer who's like a salesman now, but he has to solve this mystery in this hotel. That's the inspiration I got from the game.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah, I hope that will be a very long result. I still need to write that down.
And it's really spread out.
Yeah, I'm hoping to make it in like a small town, like Wyoming somewhere. I actually looked on Google Maps, Google Earth, and I wandered around the American Northwest looking for the town that I want to put in my game, basically.
Oh, that's cool.
I think I've picked out. It's either somewhere in Washington, somewhere in Wyoming, somewhere like that. That's the picture I have in my head.
Technology is insane.
Yeah, it's a lot. It will be. I can't imagine how I'd be able to. The only way I can figure out is I would have to just keep watching episodes of Twin Peaks.
Right. Over and over again. Or get an encyclopedia. I don't even know. I don't even know what book that would be. No, I have no idea how you would... A world map?
Yeah, the Atlas. World Atlas.
A world atlas. Those really cheesy hotel brochures.
Oh yeah, that would actually be pretty good.
So, I really like the how I learned to stop worrying and love the cactus.
Oh yeah. That was my first game. That was a long time ago. I think it was actually. I can't remember. It's probably not that long ago. Oh yeah. It feels like a long time ago. Yeah, I focused a lot on the design. Or I had enough time. That one was when I was over. I was being more cautious about the time, and I managed to get a lot of stuff done. Later on, I got a bit too cocky.
So, I was thinking of maybe going, playing your game while you're on the phone with me.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Okay. It's called How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Cactus.
Yeah. Inspired, of course, by the Stanley Kubrick film, How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. I just took the title. A lot of time went into this background. I think probably like 10 seconds went into this title. Actually, this title screen is inspired by Undertale. If you look at the text at the bottom and you look at the beginning of Undertale, it's almost exactly the same. Yeah, pretty much just took Undertale's title. Yeah, Undertale is another game that was made mostly by one person.
Get out of here.
Toby Fox. He's a crazy good creator.
So, do you want to be the cactus, or do you want me to be the cactus?
I can't remember. I don't remember how I said any of this. I basically imagined. I remember that scene from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I've never seen it.
There's a scene where there's a whale that spontaneously is made in the air, which is a hilarious scene. And the first word he says is what's happening?" And that's the voice for this.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'll be the. I remember there's an AI. I'll be the AI.
You'll be the AI? Okay.
I think that was the AI. I can't remember this game.
Yeah, there's an AI. Or something like that, yes, you're good, you got it. What's happening?
That's right.
Accurate. Excuse me. Where am I? Who am I? Hello? Can anyone hear me?
Thank you for signing up for Cactus Facts. You will now receive fun facts about Cactus.
Ooh. Huh?
Did you know, with only a single exception, all species of cactus are native to the Americas? The exception is Rhipsali baxifera, which can be found in tropical Africa as well as the islands of the Indian Ocean.
Who are you? Why do I hear you in my head?
Cactus Facts, patent pending, is an artificial personal assistant designed to guide and inform you about any of your prickly related needs. Wink.
I don't need to know anything about cactuses or cacti or whatever.
Cactuses and cacti are both acceptable as the plural of cactus.
Okay, thanks, but I need to head off now. Bye.
Oh, I'm afraid you'll not be going anywhere. Wink.
Just watch me. Hey, I can't move my body.
Press the tab key to view the status panel, Penny. The status panel, rejected, provides info on your current status. Please adjust yourself to the side of it.
Water, good. Air, good. Soil, okay. Temp, cold. Photo, fair. Soil. Photo?
Photo stands for photosynthesis.
What is that supposed to mean?
Photosynthesis is a process by which plants generate energy using light.
I know that much. Oh crap, are you telling me that I'm a cactus?
You got it in one. Congratulations.
Oh.
Open your mind, and your body shall follow.
Bonus memory minigame. Find the matching pairs. Expanding mind. Mind expansion progress. Okay. Blue. Blue. Yellow. Yellow. Oh, awesome. Whoa, what? My mind is widened. Is very broad. I wasn't prepared for the floaty image. Okay.
Ta-da!
Oh, look at me. I've been working out. I guess I really am a cactus. How does a cactus sigh? I love that part. What would a cactus sigh sound like?
I have no idea.
Brr, why am I so cold anyway? Shouldn't I be in... Ooh. I know the first time I tried, I said Sahara. I think I'm gonna try Mojave.
In some cases, you'd be right, but it doesn't appear that we are in a desert. Curious. Very curious.
Okay, but that doesn't explain why I'm so cold.
Don't panic. Cacti can survive in a wide range of environments. Wet, tropics, dry deserts, even subarctic regions where temperatures can drop to as low as negative 30 degrees Celsius. That's negative 22 Fahrenheit.
Alright.
By my estimates, we are in a ship in the Arctic Sea. Temperature levels outside have been dropping steadily.
Really?
Outside, temperatures are below your recommended living levels. I will revise my previous statement. Please feel free to panic.
What? Oh, God, Buddha, sweet baby Jesus, why have you done this to me?
There. It'll be alright.
Really? Well, it couldn't be worse than my last life. Should I still keep this up? Oh.
Is that so? Were you really human once?
Of course. At least, I think I was.
You don't remember?
Well, not exactly. I think I was... a woman?
Well, you don't have to worry about your gender anymore.
Cacti don't have sexes?
They have both, I think. Yeah, both.
Ooh. Upgrade. I guess.
Cactus Facts doesn't judge you. Cactus Facts only aims to serve.
Oh, thank you, Cactus Facts. Hey, didn't you have a patent pending?
Oh, the patent was rejected.
Oh, Cactus Facts. Yeah, that's too bad. No, wait. Never mind that. Does that mean you're talking to someone else? Answer me.
Cactus, you do not have to worry about my troubles with the patent office.
Cactus Facts, son. You gotta tell someone I'm stuck in here. Please? Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I skipped your line. Thanks for nothing. I'll just get out of here myself.
Didn't you know? Cacti can't walk.
Can't we roll? Shut it. Just need to get out of this stupid pot. Who put me in here?
It is quite common for humans to keep cacti in pots.
Okay, but who takes a cactus into the Arctic?
Scientists?
Touche, Cactus Facts. Touche. I hate you. I must have been a pretty lousy human to be reincarnated as a cactus.
Is being a cactus really all that bad?
What does it look like?
Well, I think you look just great the way you are.
Oh. How can I stay mad at you, Cactus Facts? Do other cactuses have a Cactus Facts in their head too?
I don't know. Makes you think, doesn't it?
Not really.
Do you really think you'll be reincarnated once your time as a cactus runs out?
How else did I get here?
So do you believe in God?
I don't know anymore. I don't know.
Interesting.
Oh well. Doesn't really matter now. Might as well make the most of it. How long does a cactus live for anyway?
Oh, anywhere from 15 to 300 years.
Smiley face. How dare you smiley face me, Cactus Facts? What? Oh, I'm happy. I don't remember that part.
I don't remember either.
Aw, adorable.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. Yeah, and that Cactus Facts will remember things is not true at all. That just shows up.
What? The data just pops up?
Yeah, that just pops up for no reason.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah, that mini game in the middle.
Yeah.
That random memory game.
Yeah.
Almost destroyed me. That was the reason why it auto completes is because I kept running into a bug where it would just crash the game if no one completed it in time. And I couldn't solve it, so I just put in another code saying after 15 seconds it auto solves itself because I do not want to deal with this problem right now. I think I spent like 10 hours on that stupid game and I didn't even include it properly.
Aww. Well, it made a lasting impression on me.
Yeah, I think that works. I just decided I'll just get that clip with that guy with the blowing head, and that'll be the end of it.
Yeah.
I spent way too much time on that stupid minigame. I drew those flowers opening by hand, 3 frames. That took a while. I think this game got like 9th in the game jam, which is pretty good for a first game jam.
Wow, really?
I think out of 100 entries.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of that one.
You should.
The thing that I learned about it is what looks easy is actually or trivial is actually very difficult. The dialogue box that just all its job is to do is just to hold text and go into the next one. That took days of work just to get that up and running, and I ended up having to borrow most of it from someone else. I just looked at their work and copied it. Yeah. One of the things you learn about game development pretty quickly is the things that look difficult are actually just takes a lot of work and effort, but the things which are simple, like dialogue boxes to show text, they take A lot of work.
Wow, you would think that dialogue boxes was the easy part.
God, I wish.
Yeah.
I'm still working on a dialogue box for my new game. There are so many. There's like you need to deal with the fonts. You need to deal with the animating the text, changing the speed, allowing it so people can pause, allowing people so that they can skip the text, allow them so that they can recall history. All of those things have to be taken into account, and finally you have to add them. Given there'll be option to make options, make 2 choices, and you have to hold all the text in one file. It's a lot more work than I expected.
Holy cow. My mind is really blown now. Holy cow. Just for me to add text to a video is minutes. Maybe. It depends on how crazy you want to be about it, really.
Yeah. that's why when I see games and people are trashing on it, I see it from a different point of view. When I see like, oh, I know that took days, weeks of work. People don't even notice it, but I know that thing took weeks of work. So it makes you appreciate games a lot more when you know how they're made.
That was going to be my next question. Like how, when you hear people complain about, why can't you just lock the mouse in the screen? Like, when you hear questions like that, are there things where there are things that game developers should be doing that is commonplace that they don't do?
Well, I think we've given enough time. If they had enough time and resources, they would be able to do just about anything people want. But they don't have the time. They're under a lot of huge time pressure, so they have to fall back on like old tropes. That's why lots of old habits from games, which are bad, they go into new ones because you don't want to reinvent the wheel every time you make a game.
Right. Yikes! Yeah, that would take centuries. It would take years to do it. Start from scratch. Goodness. I applaud y'all. There's no way. Just text boxes alone.
Yeah.
I couldn't even fathom.
Checkboxes are hard to implement as well.
Check markers?
Yeah, check markers, checkpoints. Those are. I haven't even.
Checkpoints.
Yeah, checkpoints were. They're actually. I can think of it in my head how I would do it, but I've never done it myself. Having like an achievement system in the game is also pretty tough as well, depending on how you do it. All it does is just show a little message when you've done a specific task.
Mm-hmm.
But coding that into the game is quite a challenge, depending on how you worked it.
When you made the game Do Not Press, how much work went into that one? Because it seems like a simple room button door sort of clock concept, but how much work actually went into that?
Most of the work went into actually making it so that the character can actually move like you'd expect in a first-person shooter with the WSD keys and the mouse aiming. I had to basically make that from scratch. By default, nothing happens when you start the program. You have to code in the mouse, where the mouse points is where the character looks. You have to stop the character from being able to look through walls, stop the character from being able to fall through the floor. Those things are, that's just the start. And that's where most of the time went into. And after that was done, then I could think about making the stage. And I took way too long to make the stage, and that's why it's quite a simple. It ended up just a simple room with one button. I think the original plan was to have loads of objects which you can mess around with. And I think it was based on, I can't remember what the theory was. I think it's called, there was an experiment where they got a pigeon, and the pigeon would mess around with objects in its cage, and at random, food would be dropped. But it was completely at random. So whatever the pigeon did was not actually doing anything, but just by chance, like the pigeon would peck a certain area, and the food would come, and the pigeon would eventually develop the idea that if it pecked this area, food will drop, and it got conditioned to do that. And the game is basically based on that experiment. So I was going to have the room filled with objects that actually did nothing, but looks like they did something. And the trick to the game is literally all you have to do is wait 10 minutes. I think it was 10 minutes, and I coded into the game.
Mm-hmm.
And the door will open by itself. But people would think that they've done something when they haven't. I think the one you played was an earlier version, but I did clean it up a bit afterwards. I made it so that if you don't wait 10 minutes and you fall off, you'll just get sent back to the room.
Oh, that would have been cool.
But you have to start over. That's a common theme that I've done in my game jams, just because it's so easy to reload the previous scene. So you'll notice a lot from playing my games is that when I run out of things to do, I'll just make the game restart. That's just being lazy, not really being a genius.
So like the platform one.
The platform was the platform of the Lost.
Yes.
Oh yes, that one was basically I decided to learn how to make actual 3D models and I decided I would just make one of my London Underground trains, which I see almost every day when I used to. And I wanted to see if I could make one in the 3D program. I made it. It's actually not as hard as I thought it would be. It's just more tedious. I managed to make a 3D model of a train. Made it the doors animate.
Yeah.
And I put it into the game, and that was about as much time as I had before the game jam ran out, and I just had to send it out.
So you thought that it would be...
I can't remember the original idea. Oh, the original theme was platforms, and for some reason I thought the first thing I thought was a platform from a train instead of the typical platformer jumping like Mario. So I decided instead of platforms, I would do an actual train platform, and that's what I put into the game.
I think I tried almost anything in that game.
Yeah, that game also, I think, that game resets itself at the end, doesn't it? Yeah, that's just because I ran out of time.
Yeah.
I wanted to make it so that you can escape the loop, but it would have actually taken just one line of code, and I could have done that. But I don't like to go back to my old games too much, so I just decided to leave it as that.
Why not?
If I went back to it, I would keep tweaking it, and then I would lose track of the game I'm trying to work on now.
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah. The original idea was to have more platforms, like you would, after you've gone through one, you'd get sent to another. I actually might revisit the idea in the future. I like the idea of the London Underground, being in a train. I might revisit the idea in the future.
Yeah, I tried jumping from the yellow platform to the train to the...
I'm sorry, they're all useless.
Yeah.
The whole point of the game is just to fall. You fall into that maze that I made.
Yes.
That was actually quite impressive because I learned 3D modeling, and I realized that I wanted to get something done. And in the last hour, I made that maze in 3D and put it into the game. Chose the song. I was quite proud of how fast, even though it was terrible in the end. But I was quite proud of how much work I got done in the last 15 minutes. I managed to get the entire maze done completely from scratch. But I need to learn. I have to relearn how to do Blender again. I love making 3D games, but in some ways, making 3D games is a lot easier than 2D games. 2D games, I think, they require a lot of polish to look right. 3D games, you can get away with bad graphics and stuff like that. With 2D games, people expect the graphics to be spot on if they're going to play a 2D game.
Interesting. I'm thinking of 2D games now. Wow. Do I expect that? I'm trying to think from my own point of view.
I suppose it depends on the game you're playing.
I definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
2D games are a lot tougher sell. People want like some people play them because they've always preferred 2D to 3D games. But usually when I decide to play a 2D game, I need some kind of wow factor that draws me in.
What was it? Yoshi?
Yoshi's Woolly World?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Worlds like that just really draws you in.
Yeah, it looks classic, but it's actually a 3D game, made to look 2D. But it's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games which actually are 3D but made to look 2D. I think
yeah, what else?
What's that game? The game with the guns.
You're gonna have to figure that one out.
Enter the Gungeon, which is like I think a roguelite where you have to storm this. It looks like a 2D pixel game where you have to just go through these levels, and it looks like a 2D game. But when I actually the developers revealed the secrets, they actually revealed that it's actually a 3D game. Just fixed camera from above, makes everything look 2D.
Oh, cool! Yeah, I'm looking at screenshots of it.
Yeah.
Wow, 5 stars! Wow.
Yeah, it's quite a funny, fun game.
Funny, fun game. I like funny, fun games.
especially with other people. You can play with friends.
Oh, it's a multiplayer game.
Yeah. The first game I'm making is a 2D game. I think only the murder mystery game which I'm making will be a proper 3D game.
How did that game, The Beginner's Guide, affect you as someone who makes games?
Let's say you sit down at a stranger's computer. You start opening up files and looking through stuff, and eventually you come to a folder that just says My Work. So you open it, and you click on a random file, and it's a video game that looks like this. If you had to guess, what would you say you know about this person right now? Like, maybe they're kinda goofy. Okay, you close that, you scroll down a bit, and you open up a new file. It's another game. Do you think this person is happy? Are they unhappy? Now another one. What do you think is comfortable for this person? What puts them at ease? Do you think they're lonely? What's missing in their life? Keep going, open another file. Let's look at all of them. Let's unpack this person. Are they upset about something or fighting something? What do you think makes this person angry? What kinds of friends do they have? Do they even enjoy making video games at all? Take all of these images, hold them in your mind, and now try to imagine, without ever having met this person, who they are. Okay, let's do it. Let's find out if you're right.
The Beginner's Guide is, I think it was the first time I played a game, and I felt the same way, inspired by it as I did with a film or a book. That's when I think that was when I first realized that video games are gonna be more important than films, books, music. Before then, I didn't really take video games. I knew there were some good video games, and I didn't really take the story seriously. But when I played The Beginner's Guide, and I realized what the story it was trying to tell, I realized that. Then that was when I realized, like, oh, actually, video games they're the true medium. It's still, even though video games are the largest, I think the largest selling entertainment. I think it's surpassed music and books. Actually, I think books might actually sell more than games at the moment. But soon, video games will probably be the biggest selling in the world, and but it's still not. Even though it has reached that status, it's not taken seriously in terms of people who learn from it, inspired by it the same way that they do with films. They get there's the Oscars and stuff like that. But I think in the next 5 to 10 years, there will be more and more games like that which push the envelope, and people will. Well, I don't want to say. There are people who I hear, like they'll say, "Oh, World of Warcraft changed my life. I met loads of friends. Some people meet their partners in games like that." But I meant in more like in terms of storytelling, video games. The video games should be, because video games have music, art, writing, all of that in one. It's a strange medium where it should have the best of all of them, but for some reason it's not taken seriously, even though it should. Technically, it has the capacity to, for sure.
Absolutely. When you play a good game, oh my gosh, and it just stays with you forever.
Yeah, there's very few games like that. I think the only games I felt like that was The Last of Us, the first one, and BioShock, the first one. Those were also good games like that.
Really? Huh. Why BioShock?
I don't want to spoil it because there's a big reason for it. But when you get to that point, you realize, what am I? You realize that when you reach that, you'll know when you reach it. You'll be like, what am I? Anyone who plays Stroller will know that moment.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. And then the other one.
Last of Us, just because it's just if The Last of Us was a film, it probably would be taken as like just a generally good apocalyptic film. But for some reason, when you play it, it elevates the medium to new levels.
Which game strikes you visually the most? Like which game's art style really sticks with you?
I'm not sure. I never really play games for the visuals.
Really?
Not well. I can appreciate a game. I think when I saw Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice.
Yeah.
That game, like, I was really impressed with how that looks, and it was made. It wasn't actually a AAA game. It looks like a AAA game, but it's made by quite a small team, and what they managed to pull from such a small team looks amazing. I love the world of Breath of the Wild.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look as amazing as others, but I just love the visual style of it.
There's something about it.
Yeah, I need to finish it. I've gotten all the the Guardians, but I haven't taken all the courage to fight Ganon yet.
A procrastinator till you die.
Yeah, Zelda is still in there. she can handle it for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really that's one of the games I'm most looking forward to is Breath of the Wild 2. What they can do with more time on that game, that will be amazing.
Wait, oh my gosh!
Have you seen the trailer that released?
No, I don't want
just
spoilers. I'm scared.
It was just the teaser when they announced the game. That looks really good. They made it look like it was a horror game.
What? Oh my gosh! I want to see it now.
I'm sure Zelda has horror moments at least once per game.
I'm trying to think.
Well, there's I'm thinking of Ocarina of Time now. The Shadow Temple. That scared me as a kid.
Yeah, that one sucked. Even the Water Temple sucked just because of all the spiders.
And having to constantly put on your iron boots in the settings in the menu.
That was that was the scary part. Thinking that you're never gonna get out of there. Yes.
Oh yeah.
That was scary.
Ocarina of Time, when I played it, because I'm a Nintendo 64, obviously my name, Sega 64.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo 64 was the first console I got, and Ocarina of Time was the game I played the most. But not because, not just because it was a good game, but I actually couldn't speak English when I first played that game. I had to basically play the game just like random luck. It took me 2 years to like finally finish the game.
Get out of here.
Yeah. I would actually like look at the manual, which in those days games came with manuals.
Right, yeah.
And we're like, oh,
guide.
Link has a boomerang? How do I get a boomerang? I think it took me like a month to even get out of the Kokiri Forest.
Oh.
I think that guy, was it Minnow, who blocked the exit really pissed me off.
So, were you able to get a guide that helped you in your language, or no?
No, I just had to brute force it. I learned English pretty fast. Eventually, by the end, I figured it out. I was like 8, so even if I had spoken English, I probably would have struggled anyway.
Yeah. Even though, right?
This was one of those games which we would talk about in the schoolyard.
Mm-hmm.
I remember.
I think that is the first game I ever played straight, just like 3 days straight.
Well, that's fast, lightning speed compared to before. If you had talked to me in the schoolyard, I'd be like, "You finished it in 3 days?" I can't even read.
Oh my god, it wasn't even the same experience for you. You didn't even get the dialogues.
Yeah. Later on, I played it again, obviously, with the understanding of what the hell was going on.
Yeah. Did you like it more? Or was it better when you were imagining what they were doing?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I actually had a guide. For Donkey Kong 64.
Uh-huh.
I remember I used to play that one as well a lot because that one didn't require as much learning English. And my friend actually gave me. I should just remember that. He gave me the official Prima guide. Remember those guides that they would give out? And I just remembered that I never actually gave that back to him. And so I think, Harvey, if you're listening, I owe you a Donkey Kong 64 official Prima guide. I'm sorry. I lost it. It's not in good condition.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to buy you another one.
The worst thing is I never actually finished Donkey Kong 64. I never beat the final boss.
My...
That's one of my gaming regrets. I never finished Donkey Kong 64, and I stole my friend's Prima guide.
I think that's the worst part, that you never even finished it. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Friends.
I think I even borrowed his, remember those cheat books? That they would come with gaming magazines?
Yeah, of course.
I think in the UK it was Games Master. Yeah, he gave me one of those books that was full of cheats, and I think I might have taken it as well. Sorry, Harvey.
Harvey, if you need... Good luck finding that thing. It's gonna probably be like a collector's edition mint kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like a $20,000. Javi, make him pay the $20,000 to replace it.
He knows who he is.
I'm sure he does. Bro, that's why I don't lend out anything that I am expecting back. I just...
On the other hand, I lent someone my Pokemon Snap, and they never gave it back. Can't remember who that was. Someone owes me a Pokemon Snap.
Just start calling up all your friends. Dropping, like, mysterious hints.
Yeah, this is where it all comes out now.
Yeah. Like, so, how did you like that Pokemon Snap? Like, how did you ever, get your fill? I never had a Pokemon Snap. Just hang up on him, call your next friend. Gotta track it down. You don't know what the thing is worth now.
Yeah, I still have Nintendo 64 somewhere. It must be gathering dust somewhere.
I mentioned this in like the podcast or whatever, the gaming podcast, but I I just found my Nintendo 64 and PlayStation memory cards that I had squirreled away.
Yeah, I must still have them somewhere as well. I remember this Nintendo 64 it was connected to the controller itself. And I think my memory card required a battery because it also contained a rumble pack. It was a rumble pack and memory card together connected to the 64.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the times when you had to choose between rumble or saving the game.
That's it. That was the toughest question Those are life questions, adult questions for kids. Sacrifice.
Yeah, I remember for Pokemon Red, the internal save had a battery, and if you didn't replace the battery in time, your save data would be gone. So I probably lost my Pokemon Red save.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Charizard.
I guess you're gonna have to start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Charizard.
Yeah. And my Pidgeot. That was a
oh
good guy.
No, not the Pidgeot.
Yeah.
You monster. Yeah, man, that sucks. That sucks, man. Where would I even find a GameCube?
I'm actually looking at my GameCube right now. It's on top of a shelf.
It must be nice. I could just add the salt to my wounds. I'm playing Zelda now on my GameCube. No, it just died on me. I gave it away. Whoever wanted it, I gave it away. But I kept the memory cards for some reason.
You have to finish the whole game in one sitting.
If they're willing to play a game all in one sitting, then they deserve it. A broken GameCube. Wow. Yeah, I had to move on. I had to go and move on to a PlayStation. And I remember walking into the GameStop and saying, okay, I'm going to get a PlayStation. And after the PS2 and 3, the PS2 or something have already been out. And they're like, a what? PlayStation.
It's quite. You have to go to a specialist shop to find old consoles. They don't sell them in the new stores.
Yeah, no, they don't. I don't even think they sell their games in the new stores anymore. No. But yeah, I was still able to get a PlayStation from them. I don't remember how much it was, but it definitely was not more than $100. I don't even think it was more than $50.
Yeah, I don't think I would. I would pay more than like £20 for PlayStation. Actually, I still have my PlayStation somewhere. Hopefully. Yeah, I think for my PlayStation, I was lucky. My mother just found these like really cheap, like bargain basement memory cards, and she just bought a pack of them. So I never worried about memory.
Yeah, you didn't get PlayStation brand memory cards. Give me a break.
I was lucky that my parents weren't that literate with games. Like they would threaten to like turn it off if I played too much. But what they didn't really know is that if they really wanted to threaten us, they would just take our memory cards. That would be that'll be really bad if they did it.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Start from the beginning? No. Never.
And now the saves are built in, so they're not sure how I can do that for our children.
You have to take the whole system. Just a suitcase of consoles.
Which usually eats AA batteries. I got like an adapter which allowed it to be rechargeable and allowed me to connect it to the wall, so I could basically game for the whole night. And I had one of those stupid little worm lights.
Yes.
So I could play all night.
Yes.
My parents made a mistake when they gave me a rechargeable battery on my Game Boy Advance. I wasted a lot of time on that.
I was very pale that year. Yeah, so I got a PlayStation and walked into the GameStop and I was like, what games should I have if I am playing a PlayStation? Like what games should I play that I need to play? And they gave me Shadow of the Colossus.
Is that PlayStation 2? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Shadow of the Colossus is actually top 3 my favorite games. One of my favorite. That was a good choice.
The GameStop employee knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
God of War.
Yeah.
And what was the other one? I think what was the one with the Mickey Mouse RPG?
Mickey Mouse RPG? Doesn't really know me.
Have all the Disney characters.
Oh,
and...
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts, yes.
Yeah. Never actually played it, but I heard good things about it.
No, I didn't play it. I went from Shadow of the Colossus to God of War, and then I went back and got another God of War game. I never played Kingdom Hearts. Didn't have the tolerance for it. The whole back and forth waiting. It just took too long for me.
Yeah, it's for those Japanese RPGs, you gotta they take time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember some of the Final Fantasies, like 13 hours into the game and the tutorial isn't finished. That's how bad
Stop it. No.
I think that was like Final Fantasy 13 or 12. It was something like that. Like I'm 12 hours into this game, and then You know when you get a pop-up saying, "Oh, now we need to teach you a new feature."
No. No, don't tell me that, please. That is horrible. Who needs to put 13 hours into a feature? I don't. Ooh, that hurts my head
There's always
and my
another feature.
fingers. And that's just one of the many features.
Yeah, I don't think it was even close to done. I never actually finished the. I don't think I've ever finished the Final Fantasy game.
Wow.
Now that I think about it.
Who has the time? Well, a lot of
Yeah,
people have the time, apparently.
Yeah, I'll have to get it to one day. I actually have the Final Fantasy 15 on my PS4, and I've only played the first hour of it. I really need to do something.
No, I'm good. I might watch a gameplay of it, but I won't play it. Just never had the... Never got into the whole turn-based combat. I mean, it looks amazing. Oh my gosh, their trailers are ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, the gaming world wouldn't be the way it is if it wasn't for these Japanese RPGs. So they set the bar.
Kids are going to have. Wow, what are games going to look like for kids?
Yeah, I have a nephew, and I have trouble making him play old 2D games. He doesn't take a second look at it. He just wants to play the latest 3D games.
I can't really say I blame him, but
yeah. I probably would be the same if I was that age.
Yeah. Oh, so blocky back then. It was so stiff.
It was all in your head at the time.
Yeah. Man. How do you rise to that occasion where things are changing so much in the gaming world?
Yeah, I can't imagine I'll be able to create games that look visually stunning by myself. And I'll have to get to the point where I would actually have to hire someone to make that for me. But there are loads of you can. I think there's always a space for games which aren't at the peak of visual graphics, but have something that keeps people interested.
Of course. It's not all graphics. Sometimes the story is enough.
Yeah, just a good story is enough. Sometimes you just need the right words.
Aw. So poetic. No sarcasm. That was great.
I suppose I should. I remember I did watch the latest podcast you watched, and you asked for questions. I should probably ask a question.
Yes, please.
I guess what I would say is, what would you, how would you define a video game now? What is the definition of a video game to you? Because it's strange the line of, I know people use the word as a detriment, but what's the difference between a walking simulator and a DVD that you can watch? That's the one. Because I think technically, an easy answer would be it's interactive entertainment. Technically, a DVD is interactive entertainment because you push buttons on the controller to make it play. So the difference between a DVD and a walking simulator is not that different.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I suppose that the difference will be active interactive entertainment.
Exactly. Yeah.
For
me,
go ahead.
For me, video games are an escape.
Yeah.
For me, a video game that's done really well will help me to be. I'll feel like I'm there, or I'll feel like I can really empathize with the person I am, or whoever the main person is. It's not here, or if it's here, it's somewhere that's a different point of view from what I'm used to.
When you're playing games, do you change your personality to become the character, or do you try to bring yourself into the game?
I try to be the character.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like that's the only way I'll ever get the real experience of it. I think where games fall short is where I can't put myself in the character's shoes, or the story just doesn't get me there.
Yeah, this is it's a challenge because the only way to solve it is to literally have every option in the game, and that's impossible.
Exactly. Yeah. It's almost as if the game has to provide enough information for you to get an idea and be able to fill in the holes with your own perspective, or
You basically
whatever you think.
What you want is a D&D game as a video game, but which is seems impossible. If you want a game which reacts to what you do, you should play D&D. That's which I love doing as well if I have time.
D&D. Yeah.
Yeah. That's if I can get a D&D into a video game form, that would be like the ultimate. But it seems impossible for me. But that's the ideal. I think that's the ideal. That's what people want when they say that they want to be able to put themselves into a game.
I don't know.
Unless you're playing World or like an online game where you can interact with other players, then you can actually you don't have to worry about writing. You just have players interacting with each other. But that comes with its own problems.
I don't know about that. I think maybe it has to do with the story, I think. Because I can't think of an example of a movie or a story that I read that allowed me, that didn't give me all this exposition, all of the information, all the details, and just let me fill it in with my own mind. I can't remember one.
I'm sure there's one.
Of course, yeah. There's gotta be one. I can't put my finger on it though.
That's something like unique to video games, which allows you to put some essence of yourself into the game in a way that you can't do.
Which is why I love really good walking simulators or really good visual novels, because if you can make a book interesting or, can tell a story in such a way that it actually affects me and helps me to actually root for the person, or, whatever, feel a certain way about a character, then that's really something that really stays with me.
Yeah. Another good question would be like, what's your favorite walking simulator, if I can say that, type of game?
Walking sim. Dang. I'm gonna say What Remains of Edith Finch is my favorite walking simulator.
Yeah, it's a good choice.
I know I've mentioned this before in my Q&A, but it really was an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, you never know what was going to happen next in that game.
You never knew. You never got comfortable. You were never able to be comfortable in that game. 'Cause it was just upbeat, beautiful, interesting, sad, happy, interesting, sad. Yeah. Yours?
My favorite walking simulator, I think it will be The Beginner's Guide.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to make my own walking simulator. Hopefully that will be good. Maybe the murder mystery game I'm planning on might become a walking simulator. I'm hoping to make one feature, which I haven't completely thought out of my head. It might be stupid. Is to make it non-linear, so you can actually you just get left in the town, and you have to figure out the rest of the game completely by yourself. You're not going to get prompts in the top left corner of the screen saying you need to go here, you need to do this. You're just going to be left in town. You're a journalist. You got to figure it out yourself. But that might be a really bad idea, because I've never seen a mystery game like that. It's probably for good reasons, but I'll see if I can make it work.
Yeah. Just because it's not made doesn't mean it shouldn't be.
Yeah, definitely. There are definitely unusual mystery games. I need to. That's when I play games. Well, I can say that they're research. I'm just researching to see. Look,
Mm.
I'm not playing. I'm just researching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, it's very unusual to play a game where the game doesn't outright tell you what you have to do. You have to figure it out yourself. Usually, there's like a button that will allow you to do one thing, and you learn it, and you can use it for the rest of the game. I think there was a game called Tori Tori, which is like a 2D platformer. I might have the wrong name, but it was actually a game where you could do everything from the beginning. You just had to figure it out on your own what to do. It was a very, very unusual design. When I saw that, that was like something snapped in my head, and I realized that needs to be done again.
Cool. Sort of like a real journalist.
Yeah. Also, the tricky thing is I can't actually make it too difficult. That's one of the things that you talk about today. Is how do I include something that's should I include options to make it more easier for certain people, which is definitely a valid because sometimes because of accessibility reasons, some people can't literally move. They don't have the reaction time.
Right.
They can. So you want to include as many people as possible, but you want to also keep your vision in mind. And I don't know. It's a very difficult question.
And the way I think, it's me. I'd want to make everyone happy. I would never finish a game.
You can never predict how people react in certain situations. Like some people will come up with solutions which are very reasonable, but you just never came up with it in your head, and then you realize, I should have done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to figure it out. I'll have to figure out like a way that allows you to solve something through multiple routes, and rewarding players for figuring stuff out in unusual ways.
Wow. And sort of like how they sort of just threw you into Breath of the Wild. I mean, they had the whole you shouldn't go this way. Death is over there.
I watched the video of someone who was playing it for like 60 hours, and they eventually triggered if you do a back jump at just the right time, everything goes into slow motion.
What?
Someone realized that after 60 hours of playing, they realized that they could freeze time by doing a backflip at the right moment.
Oh no. I mean, you could beat the game within being dropped in, like within the hour. You could.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't want to watch the video because I actually haven't seen Ganon. I've gotten close to it, but I've never actually been to Ganon Castle. I want to see it for myself. I know it's just gonna be. I'm probably gonna come in and completely destroy him like I always do. But I want to save it. I'm gonna come in ridiculously armed to the teeth. I'm gonna have all the armor.
Yes.
The bet like ridiculously armed. I'm gonna have ancient arrows, like 100 ancient arrows. I'm gonna destroy him in like one hit, and then I realize I should not have done that. That's probably how I want to end Breath of the Wild.
I'm laughing because that's how I was. I've already beaten the game. I've started it. Not that I started it over, but I've just kept playing it because you can do that.
Oh, that's good. Oh, you can always do that in Zelda.
Yeah, no. No.
That's a good thing. Because you mentioned difficulty in the last podcast. Is some people complained about Breath of the Wild, saying that they would rather have the option of the weapons being indestructible.
Yeah.
Do you think that should have been an option in Breath of the Wild?
I was so used to it being a thing, but it uses a different part of your brain.
Yeah.
When
so far,
you have to deal with.
Yeah. So far, I've never had the. I thought I would hate it. I thought I would constantly be running out of weapons, but pretty much in every fight I've had had too much weapons. I literally have to drop really good swords because I can't hold them all.
Mm-hmm. No, sometimes no. Sometimes I just had a bunch of rusty ones. It was just like every
Yeah.
fight I was scrambling for branches, just like
Yeah.
or
Early on, that's
every...
definitely that was like that.
Yeah, yeah. And then when you
Right.
get to those points where there's a lot of weapons, you have to choose. That one's good. That one's good too.
And I would just throw the weapons because I can't be bothered to drop it.
Why throw them? Why?
It's because I'm not going to use it anyway, so I might as well just throw them. So if there's an enemy nearby, even better, I just throw it at them.
I never remember. I never remember to throw them when they're weak.
Throw them when you're weak is like my prime strategy. It does double damage.
I never remember. It's always to the point where I'm fighting and it breaks on me, and then I'm just running away from my life. Yeah, good times.
One of the things I like about that is that I'm usually using my weakest weapon, and I work my way up as I run out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm eventually using like the most powerful weapons. So it gives you a great sense, like when a boss destroys one of your weapons, you can just think, I'm just using 10% of my power right now, man. I've got the next best weapon coming right up.
Oh, neck roll. Oh.
As the fight goes on, you get more and more powerful, which is quite unusual in the game.
Yeah. Or you can have something that's crazy in the middle, just something you probably shouldn't have because you wandered into a place that no one was expecting.
Yeah, I've probably done that. I have like one of my swords is very shiny, like does a like 70. I don't know how I got it, but I never use it because I just want to save it for a good moment. Yeah, I got it
Maybe
in the
that
desert.
Ganon fight. Yeah.
No, I got the Hylian sword. I had to save that for Ganon.
Yeah. I was the same way though.
I just managed to pull out the Hyrule sword. Yeah.
Just now.
Yeah, I just recently managed to do it.
Oh.
I think I don't know if I heard it right, but I have the DLC, and if I go through the trial, I can get it so that it becomes permanent. It doesn't break. Is that right?
That's right.
Then I'll do that. I have to do that before I meet Ganon. I'll just completely wipe the floor of him.
You're so.
I'll probably beat him on the easy mode. I'll probably go back and see if I can beat him with a stick or something.
I did the exact same thing. I had like every like heart plus 12 food. I was like stocked up to the teeth. All of it was full. I had everything. Oh my gosh. And when you go through, I won't say anything. I will leave that to your discretion.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But blah, blah, blah. I was the same way. And that's all I will say.
I look forward to it.
You have to tell me when you actually do it. I want to hear about your experience.
It lasted like 12 seconds.
Yeah. I was playing Breath of the Wild for 5 years, and the fight for Ganon was just 10 seconds. Yeah. Good times. I don't know, you prepare for everything, and then you like just really prepare for everything to the point where there really is no competition.
Now that I think about it, it's actually not the first time that Zelda has had breakable weapons. In Ocarina of Time, you could get the big Goron sword, and it would last like 2 hits before it would break, unless you got it forged by that big Goron in the mountain.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I remember there was the big Goron sword and the sticks you have when you're a kid. They would break
Yes.
after a few hits as well. And I think in Skyward Sword, which came out for the Wii, the shields they would break, but you could repair them.
Mm-mm. Oh, I think that was the one I didn't play, Skyward Sword. But I'm super excited for Breath of the Wild 2. Just the thought of there being a continuation. Mind
Hopefully,
blown.
if they make it like as scary as it does in the trailer, that would be amazing.
I have to see the trailer now. It's nighttime. I'm not gonna sleep, am I? Like, how scary? On a scale? Yeah, I can't ask you. I don't think anything scares you. After doing a GMTK game jam.
Well, let's say that Link and Zelda looked very scared in the trailer.
Okay.
And Zelda has a new haircut. She looks pretty nice.
Get a room.
There's rumors that it's probably Nintendo rumors are usually end up just being rumors, but there's rumors that you might be able to play as Zelda.
Really? Well, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
That'd
Nintendo
be
rumors
cool.
tend to be just rumors.
That means they always make Zelda into like some, I don't know, like she's powerful, but they always swoop her in at the last minute. She does a power and then runs. I don't know.
Yeah. When I think when she was created, she's made to be the damsel in distress, and they had to try to ride around it now, but it was a sign of the times when she was made.
Hmm. Yeah, then what's the point of Link, right? What do we need Link for if this chick is it's really fantastic?
Have you managed to play those PlayStation 2 games? There you go. I mean, like the Shadow of the Colossus. Did you get around to it?
I did. I beat it. It is amazing.
Yeah, I love that game so much.
Oh my gosh, it broke me.
The controls are so clunky, but it just adds to it somehow.
Exactly. Yes.
It's one of those games where everyone has a story of how they did some crazy thing, because the way the monster just throws you around, you'll do some amazing stuff.
What are you playing right now?
Right now, what I'm researching is I'm playing Persona 5 Royal, which came out just the beginning of last month.
Wow. PlayStation Persona 5. Was
Yeah,
that the really weird one?
It's an exclusive PlayStation thing, yeah. Hope there's rumors that it might come out on the Switch. We could be true, but because now it's on PlayStation. The premise of Persona is you're a high school boy in Japan, and you try to live a normal life with your friends, and at night you fight monsters.
Okay, I think I would remember that one. Okay, no. I don't think that's the one I played.
Yeah. Even though it's Persona 5, it's a standalone game. You can play it anywhere. Although it takes time. I think just to play one playthrough takes about 100 hours.
Why would you do that to yourself?
This is the thing about Japanese RPGs. This is one of those classic Japanese turn-based RPGs, but the way it's done, I love the way. You have 6 months to live in Tokyo, or in Persona 5, live in Tokyo, and it goes day by day. So you just try to live a normal life, and just things.
Wow.
Basically, have you heard of Inception?
Yeah.
It's basically you find evil adults and you incept their minds with good ideas, and they become better. So it's kind of
Yeah.
I love the way that it works, and half the time you're not even fighting, or you're just talking. You're just being a normal kid, going through the public transport, going to class, going to the library to study, and half the other time you're fighting monsters in dungeons.
Is that the one with the teacher painter?
There's definitely a painter in there, and that's the second. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. No spoilers.
Yeah, it's not. I wouldn't recommend to play this game online. It will take 100 to finish. But if you play it by yourself, I would recommend it by yourself. I'll definitely want to take some inspiration from it when I make a game. I like the idea of the calendar, where you play day by day. You're living a normal life with something extra.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, I can't explain it, but it's like give you normality and then just like flip it on its side a bit.
Yeah.
Just put it off kilter a bit, just to. Wow.
When I'm playing it, I'm always. It has its faults, but when I'm playing it, I'm always thinking, I wish I could do this, but better. I can. They're on the right track to making a really good game. I would say it's by itself it's one of my favorite games. But there's something like special that you can do with this. which I haven't seen often in the game. I think the closest I've seen is in there was a game for the PlayStation called Trails of Cold Steel. It was similar as well. You would be you're like a student at a school, and you play day by day, and on the side you do some amazing adventures. But it has a similar style, similar to it's like imagine Animal Crossing. You're just living your life normally, but then suddenly you're fighting the gods.
Wow. Okay.
It's a very old game now.
Oh, okay.
It's also similar. It'll probably take like 60 hours to finish. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I feel bad that I recommended Danganronpa now, because I didn't realize how long it was.
Oh my god.
Every time I see play,
warning.
every time I see it, I'm like, oh. I remember when I first recommended it, I was like, oh, you'll be done. Like one chapter will be 1 hour.
Oh,
It'll be easy. And then I realized, no wait, I haven't played this game in a long time. You cannot finish a chapter in an hour.
Oh, singing you.
I'm so sorry.
But it's so good. It is so hard for me to not want to play it.
Yeah. I love the characters.
Yeah.
The mystery. Yeah, I love the mystery games in it.
Yeah, ditto.
Yeah, I love that you can. Pretty much everyone has a good idea who the murderer is, and through the case, it just flips. It just there's something a new information. It just flips, and everything just goes on its head, and all your ideas just become useless most of the time.
That's every chapter for me. That is every court. Oh man, every time I'm like, I walk in and I'm like, man, I'm gonna wrap this up in like what, 5-10 minutes, and then 2 hours later, I'm like, what? How? What? Why? When? All the W's and the H, just all of them. What? When? How? Why? When?
I can't wait to. I'm sort of dreading, and I'm keen on making my own mystery game. I'm not sure how good I'm going to be able to do it, but I have ideas. Yeah. Another mystery. What was it? I love the Phoenix Wright games for the Nintendo DS. I love playing. Those games were. I remember one of the puzzles. One of the cases for that one was just like. I think it was the one in the boat. There was a murder out in the middle of a boat in the middle of the lake, and it was just. I don't know how people come up with this stuff. That's what I'm worried about. Whether I've come up with a mystery, but I'm not sure if a mystery, if people are just going to immediately solve it, and then it'll be like, oh crap, they immediately solved the case in 10 seconds, or have I overdone it and they're never going to solve it? You have to find that middle ground where most people can struggle with it for a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah, just like the maze in Inception.
Yeah.
Can't make it too easy. Gotta make it enough so someone works through it.
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah. Alright, you guys. Well, this was Sagan64 giving us some insight on what it's like to be an up-and-coming game developer. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, Sagan.
Peace out.